Hi, this is Andy, G0RVM. I thought I'd give a quick overview of the networked serial adapter that I've been using during the development and testing of SPE Expert Controller version 1.2, the configuration it required and how those settings are reflected in SPE Expert Controller. If I switch over to the desktop view, so this is a picture of the actual device that I've been using. It's fairly small, it's just a few inches long by a few inches wide. That's obviously the Ethernet and the network interface. That's the serial port that you would use, and it's got some little status LEDs on the side. This green badge here means that it can be powered from the Ethernet cable. It does have a separate, an alternate power connector as well if you need to use that. There is a similar case but with a blue patch available as well, and that device cannot be powered over the Ethernet cable. It has this nice connector on the side which allows you to clip it onto a DIN rail, which may be useful if you're putting it inside a rack in some way. This connector on the back is for different sorts of serial interface, RS485 for example, but in our case the RS232 interface is the one that you want to be using. Okay, so it has this little web server built into it which allows the configuration of the device. It's insecure. It uses HTTP and there is no password set by default, so definitely never expose this box to the internet. To configure it, you would just point your browser, this happens to be Firefox, but point your browser at its IP address and say no password set by default, so just log in, simple as that. There are two areas of information here that are important to configure. One is the network settings, the second is the serial settings. The IP address, port number, and some of this other information can be entered statically, or you can actually configure the IP address and some of the other networking informations using DHCP. If you want to use DHCP, as I've done here, I would highly recommend that you put a static reservation into your DHCP server so that the MAC address of your device, which will be different to this one, but of your device, is associated to whatever IP address you want the DHCP server to always give out. Doing that means that your serial to network adapter will always have the same IP address. Now that's important because that needs to be reflected into SPE Expert Controller in the settings. So you see this IP address here matches that IP address there. This is the port, the TCP port on which the server is listening for incoming connections, and that's the port number that needs to be reflected in SPE Expert Controller. The second area of information is the serial information here. This is the serial interface between the networked serial adapter and the SPE amplifier. These may well have been the default settings, I can't remember for certain, but they're certainly suitable. That's a nice fast bit rate. Certainly you want 8 data bits, no parity, 1 stop bits. Flow control, set it to none because there is no flow control on the SPE amplifier side. and there is no flow control support on the network interface. So leave that set to none. And when you've entered this information, hit submit, and that's the adapter configured. And as long as that information is also reflected in this settings panel of SPE Expert Controller, then all should be good. That's you configured. So, hope that was useful. If you're going to buy one of these adapters, as I say, never expose it to the internet. If you are going to have external access to it, make sure it's protected inside some sort of encrypted tunnel. That's the only safe way to do it. Otherwise, I'm sure it will be compromised. So, thank you for watching. Hope that was useful. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment below, the usual YouTube stuff, and we'll see you in the next video.